So I like how they just saved it in this song for a few key parts, the end of a certain phrase, and it just hits. I just want to remind you guys that maybe I can teach you something, the band you're recommending are teaching me something. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Low End University. International U Day is from the band's 6th studio album, Hard Rock Bottom, released in 2002, and you guys turned me on to this band for the first time sometime last summer with another track from this same album, and that was Friends of the Enemy. And despite only hearing that song once or twice at the time, that earworm of a bass intro played by bassist Matt Riddle stuck with me for a long time. I still kind of remember it. Something like that. Can't remember the whole thing, but our Patreon community is running it back as International U Day was voted in second place last month. I want to shout out AC and Ben Store over there for requesting this one. Now, I also wanted to mention how much I'm starting to feel the immense respect that people had, and of course still have, for this band's frontman at the time, and that's Tony Sly. You know, me getting into punk rock, taking a full headfirst dive into it, has been a lot of names to remember, a lot of people to know, a lot of history to consider, a lot of dots to connect, all the different scenes and sub-scenes and timelines and bands. You know, I've been learning at lightning speed thanks to you guys, but the one name I always see mentioned in extremely high regard is Tony Sly. And I'm reading he tragically passed away at the age of 41. Just way too young. And I didn't know all of this my first time going in. So coming back a second time to No Use for a Name, I have a newfound appreciation because of the respect all of you have for him. So without further ado, let's dive into International U Day from No Use for a Name. It's a neat way to start a song.
I'm sorry that it took so long to write this song, but I gave up. See, 1,000,000 words can't describe how it feels to know your love. Where did I go wrong? I should have told you from the start that I'm closer than you think when we're apart. Nothing that I've tried is as simple as this line. Without you, my life is in.
Yeah, I know this is a punk rock song, but damn, it's really pretty. There's a lot of beautiful things happening here. And I mean, this is a shorter song. I'm going to go back to the beginning because I want to highlight the uniqueness of the way the song starts with the hi-hats. It almost kind of had Boys of Summer, Don Henley. Just the way the hi-hat starts, kind of reminded me of that. And it's an upbeat play with the hi-hat opening and closing. It's a cool setup, and I didn't really think much of it until I heard the way the guitar riffs were being played. I haven't heard this very often, but it's a unique way to play the same thing as a power chord. They're just playing them one note at a time. Whoever's on guitar, I didn't read the full lineup again. Of course, no Matt Riddle, Tony Sly, so I apologize. For the other two, I did not read ahead on. But that riff style in the guitar, instead of just going, you know, just playing 1 and 5 at the same time, power chord, I love the energy breaking it up into 2 separate notes provides. To go down to that inversion, I'll get to that in a second, but I feel like it makes sense now after hearing that hi-hat part. I feel like that hi-hat part was foreshadowing that riff styling a bit. Listen to that with that in mind, the way the song starts, and the way all those power chords are picked individually. I really like that rhythmic theme happening. Yeah, because it kind of sets it up, right? That's big. I love that hit. Yeah, as a bass player, anytime you land on a note like that, you're about to go into a new section, and it's a held out chord like this on this B flat. It's a great move when you just go root 5th octave and slide it up from low to high. It just kind of pushes it and lets it breathe for a second before it drops off and goes a bit down in dynamics. I mean, it's just a tasteful thing. And again, I love highlighting these really simple things that bass players do. It's almost an instinct, and it's just well placed right here, this part. Because it kind of puts you in position for the next root note, which I think is E flat or A flat. So it's a good way to change positions, change ranges, and make it sound musical.
I'm sorry that it took so long
Okay.
to write this song.
See, this kind of reminds me of that hi-hat, right?
See, 1,000,000 words can't describe how it feels to know your love. Where did I go wrong? I should have told you from the start that I'm closer than you think when we...
That inversion's great. B flat, A flat. So I think it's E flat major with G in the bass, but it has that really smooth root movement. Verse is going, because that's really what that chord is. They just invert it, so now it goes. So it's inversions are great for just keeping a smooth movement chord to chord, and it sounds beautiful too. Right there. There's that minor 4. That minor 4 just makes this, it's the cherry on top for a beautiful progression. Minor 4, it's been a few videos since we had a minor 4 show up. Taking the normal 4 chord in a key, we're in the key of E flat. Normally the 4 chord in that key is major, A flat major. There's a lot of A flat major happening. Make it minor. It just resolves so nicely to the E flat major again. Want to hear it again?
It's that simple as this life. Without you, my life is incomplete. My days
Sexy.
are absolutely great. And so I tried. Let your heart know for sure that I have so much more to tell you every single day.
Nice little bass fill there, I think. Sounds like it's got a bit of grit on it, tone-wise. It's nestled in that thick guitar mix pretty well, so I can't hear it fully defined, but you hear like a darn darn digga digga don't. That kind of thing. It's in there. I never get tired of hearing a good, well-placed minor 4. I will stop, no matter what song I'm doing, I will stop to say that, to remind you how much I love the way they sound when the melody's right over it. But this almost has a bit of a bittersweet, I feel like it's about a relationship. Not listening to the lyrics too much, as I said, but heard something about tears from the eyes. I've been trying to tell you this for a long time. Haven't heard International You Day actually sung. So I'm not entirely sure what it's about. I need to go back and read it. But the music under it's beautiful. Just a well-written song, man. I love that double kick sound as well. And it's paired with that bass tone in such a way that it almost feels like he might be catching those gallops too. And I'm kind of playing along, habitually catching the dunkity dunkity, you know, coming from metal and rock. It's just an instinct to just catch those. You know, not sure if he is or not, but I would. And maybe he is. But it's a good kick drum sound. Great snare sound too, man. I have to say, that song was just a really pleasing thing to listen to. Well written, well crafted. I thought the intro was particularly unique, the way the song was set up rhythmically. They didn't really return to that theme. It was just kind of a way to get things going. But I think I feel like I've been needing to share what I'm about to say with you guys regarding the channel and the songs I've been reviewing lately. It's that I know I kind of spin these videos in such a way where I may be teaching you something, or I'm breaking down a song and talking about what happens, and I'm analyzing it, things I all love to do. But I don't want you guys to forget that I'm learning too, discovering new music, and I'm learning a lot about great songwriting from a lot of these bands. And, you know, I'm listening through that one, and I'm thinking, why is this so catchy? Or maybe why is that minor 4 chord hitting me so much harder than it might in another song I've heard it in? And I think the songwriting takeaway here is that it was the only really off-kilter chord in the song. Everything else was pretty safe and diatonic. You know, great progression. You don't have to have weird chords for a great song. But it's the absence of a lot of things like that that make that one instance more powerful. When a song has a bunch of kooky, weird chord progressions, you know, it kind of loses its luster. So I like how they just saved it in this song for a few key parts, the end of a certain phrase, and it just hits. So I'm learning on my end, like, man, next time I write a song, I'm going to remember that. Don't overcomplicate it with minor 4s. Just use them really sparingly. Or if I have a weird thing, you know, try to make that more of an accent point instead of something regular. So I just want to remind you guys that maybe I can teach you something. The band you're recommending are teaching me something. And just what a beautifully written song. You know, bass work, there wasn't a ton of room to really move outside of the chord progression. But there were some tasty fills that happened. Tasty stuff, landing on the ends of phrases, doing the octave thing. What a great song. I'm also reading this as one of their more popular songs, so I feel like I'm getting to know this band. And I have you guys over on Patreon to thank for recommending this one. And if you want to support this channel further, please come find us over on Patreon. I do full albums every month. We vote on them. It's pretty much been all punk albums at this point. And they've been a blast. It's been a huge part of my immersion into this scene. And if you want to learn from me, if you're a bass player, I also have bass lessons, music theory lessons, and just tons of stuff over there. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I love you all. We'll see you in the next one.